Springsteen and the E Street Band, One Unforgettable Night. Catch the Land of Hope and Dreams tour at Target Center March 31st. Don't miss this iconic live show. Tickets are on sale now. Get the full details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
There's only been one, this is program password. There's only been one program password game that ended with one team not having any points. That would be myself and Amelia Santinelli.
That's why I asked, is she available to pitch in here?
And one other time, Parrish was going to be shut out, and I intentionally, I wanted to have that shutout record just for Amelia and myself.
Right.
So I decided to go, I think it was first, because I knew on the second word, and they got it, and then I was just relieved because then at the end, the final score was 9 for Paris.
Glad one of us was relieved.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable in sharing the honor with yourself and with me?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't mind that because I'm the two-time. Yeah.
Pioneer Press will say 1.
Beat me to it.
That's all I can bring to the table right now is decent cheap shots.
Yeah, and decent cheap shots from what was that 20 years ago now.
My second state title? 25.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I know. It was a good run.
Well, there's that.
We gave our youth to this place.
No kidding. Again, that is abundantly clear.
My God.
Okay.
So we'll have the option.
Are we ready for the second half?
I am. I don't know about these guys.
What is the score?
It's 44-0. Lil B and Zach with the lead over Common and JG, though I was told that Zach had a 3-0 lead in initials earlier today.
Okay. What are you doing?
I remember White Bear Lake having a late lead in the third period.
Leave him alone.
I'm just speaking facts. That's all. I'm just the messenger.
Knows.
White Bear Lake had a late lead in the third period at the state tournament last year, too, right? Was that 2 years ago when you blocked me?
They came from behind and tied it late and then...
Block it out. No, breathe.
Buzzer beater.
Breathe.
And then I got blocked on Twitter.
Your best chirping ever. All right, we ready?
Who's got the iPad?
Yeah, whose turn is it?
Common and Zach have the iPad. Take a look at it, please.
I hate guessing.
The password is swing. All right, Common. Down 44 points. The comeback starts right now. Do you want to go first or second? What's your option?
Second.
All right, Zach and Lil B for 10.
Spread.
Swing.
Wow. They're on fire.
Common.
You wouldn't have said swing if I said spread, would you?
If you did, that's what I
the
thought.
voice.
And we just talked about spread swing during the
That's
break.
why I was like...
Well, it's your... Okay. That's your bit.
I know, but still, spread, I would have said margarine.
I don't care, but I'm Dark Star. What are the words? We're going to hear that.
We're going to get shut out.
Lil B and Zach, you two are playing unbelievable.
Can we do the?
Yeah, we got a good
I've
vibe.
never seen Zach play this well.
Can we do the PST thing where Amelia calls in and congratulates me for joining the club? Or is she popping champagne at the end of this if we get 10?
I shouldn't say this, but when I heard what the teams were, I thought we were going to win in a rout. I thought it was going to be just the opposite. I did. I just did.
I haven't been very good.
Well, I just did.
That's the frustrating thing about Halby, though. He has these bouts of amazing adrenaline and motivation.
Yeah, look at him.
Few and far
Small
between.
bouts. Yeah.
Mini bouts. And we're just catching him on the wrong day. Any other day the last month or so, we'd be up 58-0. Whatever.
If you played an hour from now, it would change.
He knows.
Don't let him do this to you. You're just fine.
Scoreboard.
We're in the zone.
Scoreboard.
Scoreboard is 54-0. Lil B and Zach with the lead. Lil B and JG. iPad, please. The password is floor. Are you guys able to see the word? Because it says halftime on my screen.
Yep.
We're going to have the option for a long time.
JG, down 54.
We'll go first.
You want to go first. All right. To finally get on the board, JG in common for 10.
Ceiling?
Fan.
Dang, I should have said that.
Yeah.
It was too obvious. It's an inside joke.
Lil B and Zach for 9.
Hardwood.
Roof.
What? Zecho.
JG in common for 8.
Ground.
Floor.
They're on the board.
Oh, man.
I was tempted to miss that so we could
Don't
shut out
listen
though.
to him.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
Listen to me.
Hardwood floor.
You know I said fan.
Yes, it's brilliant. I should have, but it's proof we're not on the same
Right,
wavelength
right.
because that
Yeah.
is one of our great our great bits.
Yeah, correct.
54-8. Common and JG on the board. They avoid the worst loss in program password history.
Heck of a password game.
Common and Zach. Take a look at the iPad. The password is skip. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. You got it? Okay. It's not showing up on my end. It's 54-8. Lil B and Zach with the lead. Common, you have the option here. You want to go first or second? Five seconds.
Second. That was a mistake.
All right, Zach and Lil B for 10.
Bayless.
Skip.
I was trying to think of a former Gopher player named Skip. Isn't there a former Gopher player?
I don't know. There's a Chip Lowmiller.
There's a chip. There's
But
a
I don't
flip.
think Lowmiller.
There's a
wouldn't
chip
have
and a
been.
flip.
Yeah,
Why did I not go with Bayless? I couldn't think.
he's out of sight, out of mind.
64-8. Lil B and Zach, you two are 16 points away from a win. Lil B and Gerdsey, take a look at the iPad. The password is level. All right, you got it, JG? Can you see it, JG? Oh, let me turn that on. JG, you got it?
Yeah.
All right, you have the option here. You are down 56 points. You have the option. What do you want to do, first or second?
First.
All right, JG and Common for 10.
Floor.
Ceiling.
That would have been good.
Lil B and Zach for 9.
Even.
Ground.
JG and Common for 8.
Balanced.
Beam. That's not right. How would I say that?
Lil B and Halvey for 7.
Straight.
Line.
Gerdsey and Common for 6.
Floor.
Level.
Yeah, I should have got that.
Common,
You usually give advice on what you would have said. What would you have
Level's
said?
a hard one. Level's a hard one.
Level's
and you
very
go
hard word.
multiple directions on that one. 14 points now for Common JG. They've gotten 2 of the last 3 correct. It's 64-14, a 50-point deficit. Common and Zach, take a look at the iPad. The password is artist. All right, Common, down 50. Options on you. What do you want to do, first or second?
Go first.
All right, Common and Gerdsey for 10.
Monet.
Painting.
Zach and Lil B for 9.
Michelangelo.
Artist.
Zach,
It could have been either or.
could you come back in on the 13th?
Okay.
Because that's when daylight savings time is.
Genius.
It is 73-14, Lil B and Zach. So
That was a good clue.
any correct answer that is 7 points or more, Lil B and Zach, you are victorious.
Dark star.
Lil B and Gerdsey, take a look at the iPad, please.
I'm going to write a letter in for my password career.
Yeah.
Dark star.
That'd be a Dark Star Memorial.
Gone but not forgotten.
The password is first. All right, you got it over there, Gerdsey?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you're down 59 points. Options on you. Would you like to go first or second?
First.
All right, Gerdsey and Common for 10.
Last.
First.
I don't know how to do a layup, but
Yeah, show us your layup again. That was good.
Yeah, what was that?
Wow, is Anthony Edwards here?
Looks like you're doing 6'7" over there.
Wow.
Here we go, Zach.
73-24. Lil B and Zach still with a pretty comfortable lead. Common and Zach, take a look at the iPad. The password is Jazz. All right, Common, down 49. Options on you.
We'll go first.
All right, Common and Gerdsey for 10.
Utah.
Jazz. Basketball. Layup.
Could have been Mammoth.
Hello. I wouldn't have even gone Mammoth. I would have said hockey club first. But they're not that anymore.
73-34. Can Common and Gerdsey make this interesting? Lil B and JG, take a look at the iPad. The password is a mummy. All right, Gerdsey. Down 39 points. It's 73-34. You have the option. Do you want to go first or second?
Second.
All right, Lil B and Zach for 10 and the win.
Zombie.
Cranberry?
Great song.
What?
Zombie.
Great song. Gerdsey and Common for 9.
Corpse.
Monster. Why did I say monster?
Lil B and Zach for 8 and the win.
Tomb.
Body?
JG and Common for 7.
Deceased.
Mummy.
Oh, man.
Tomb was brilliant. That's what I could. That was
what did it for me.
Zach.
Tomb was really good.
It's not over. It's 73-41. This is a 27-0 run for Common and JG. Still, Lil B and Zach just need 7 points or more to win. Common and Zach, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is Barry. Common, you get this one right. You guys could make this pretty interesting here. Put a little pressure on. You're down 32. You want to go first or second? Five seconds.
Can I look? I don't even. Oh, let me see it. Okay.
Really good stall tactic there.
No, I wasn't. I just.
I forget it frequently.
Now I'm going to give you 5 seconds.
I'm going to go second.
All right, Zach and Lil B for 10 and the win.
Zombie.
Cranberry.
One chance to change it.
Cranberries.
Common and JG for 9.
Straw.
Barry.
I thought about it. I thought it after
That would
I
have
said
been
it.
unbelievable.
I know. That's why. Your look on your face was like, I can't believe this is happening. And so I just went back to cranberry.
Yeah.
That would have been
And
unbelievable.
by the way, we accept all plural answers. So if they would have said cranberries and that was
Yeah,
correct, I would
know.
have given it to you.
I just couldn't. I didn't think you'd allow me to change cranberry to just berry.
That's an interesting thought.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't
No, it is.
even.
Let me guess, you think the officials are against you again, JG?
No, clearly this loss for now has been all me. We'll see what happens at
Lost.
the end
It's
here.
73-50 all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Dang it.
We got ourselves a ball game.
That would have
That's
been
my fault,
unbelievable
Zach.
from the password gods.
I know.
I really didn't care if he was going to let it happen or not. I had to do it.
Lil B and JG, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is sent. JG, you're down 23. You can make this extremely interesting. You have the option. Would you like to go first or second?
We'll go first.
All right, Gerdsey and Common for 10.
Received.
Sent.
Wow.
Great guess. I didn't know what to do.
Good time to remind you that Zach had a 3-0 lead in initials earlier today.
Someone's asking, is Zach turning purple? I mean, your face is getting bright red, and it's gone from that to.
This game was once 73-14. Now it is 73-60. Common and JG, 2 10-pointers, and you could win the game. You don't even have to give the iPad even back.
Should have started our column earlier.
Yeah.
To Zach and Lil B. It's 73-60. Lil B and Zach go with the lead. Common and Zach take a look at the iPad. The password is screen. Common, you can make it a 1-possession game. You're down 13 points. Options on you. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Common and Gerdsey for 10.
Window.
Pain.
Zach and Lil B for 9 and the win.
Filter.
Screen.
Yeah,
They were-
I should have gone second. I just thought
Man.
82-60. Lil B and Zach win.
Zach was exhausted.
what would you have given for a first clue if I would have passed, do you think?
I was thinking television.
Yeah.
Window. Yeah. Something like
Screen.
that.
It was a second clue word.
Well, you guys made it a game at the end.
That's fun.
When you get the option every time, it changes the entire game.
Yeah, that's the
It
whole
doesn't
point.
matter.
To allow big
Yeah,
comebacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I've lost in the PPIs. We're always up big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime you can get to 211, that's a good game.
Yeah. Well,
right.
we
We know our
needed to.
role.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed to do.
I thought that was going to end at 2:04 there for a little bit.
I thought it was going to end before 2 o'clock.
I mean, we took the halftime break really early.
JG, Zacho, thanks for coming in. We do appreciate
Yep.
it very much. Lil B, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Olympic hockey. Is it on right now?
Yeah, it just started.
It just
They're
started?
1 minute in.
Very good. I'll have to change my TV screen. We'll keep you updated on the hockey game throughout the rest of the show here on the Common Man program on the Fan. You're out of vibes and I'm out of patience. I don't know how to do the TV in here.
I think, did Blake Moore have it on Peacock earlier?
He must
Yeah,
have.
then he
So-
never takes it back off.
So what am I going to?
I mean, it's going to be on Xfinity, Channel 811, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that television, nor can I see it from here.
Zacho! He did it for me yesterday. Zacho! I said this at the beginning.
He's coming.
I said this at the beginning of the show. I don't even know how much more heartbreak I can endure. We've had some, look, the United States has climbed a number. I believe they're on the medal list. Can you, I don't know what I'm doing here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
They didn't like hockey. You didn't care about hockey.
On the medal, well, I don't, but I figure you're going to want to talk about it. No, I don't. I'll just be
I don't need
honest.
to talk about it, but I'll be watching it.
Yeah,
11.
I'll just be honest. I really don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to see the United States bring home the gold? Absolutely, but matter of fact, I'd rather watch the Genesis right now. The Bridgman carrot, is that his name? Bridgman? The guy that, remember were you? No, you were out Monday. I was with Blakemore, right? Was it just President's Day?
Yeah,
or was
yeah,
it the
yeah.
Friday before?
Monday, yeah.
So there was a guy named Bridgman. He hit his onto the beach over the scoreboard. He was the second to last group. Morikawa was waiting to win the tournament. Okay. He has to wait for 20 minutes as this guy's down on the beach looking at his lie. He's got to look and look. He hits a terrible shot. It hits the rock wall and then bounces into the ocean. Now he's got to go take another job. Morikawa and his two playing partners, Batia and whoever the hell it was, Strep Throda. They had to wait like 20 minutes for this guy. And you know what? Instead of, if he would have hit his first shot from the beach and landed on the green and made the putt, like he did, and made par, and he made bogey, the one shot cost him $181,000.
Isn't that crazy?
$181,000.
100?
But the Bridgman guy's winning right now at the Genesis, at the Riviera. Did you say, did the United States score then?
Yes, Dylan Larkin with the goal is a beautiful stretch pass from Zach it's hard to say, Wawrinski.
And Larkin plays for what National Hockey League team? Do you know? Do we have any indication?
Oh, yeah, he plays for the Detroit Red Wings.
He's a Red Wing guy.
In fact, he's one of those guys previously that's been linked to Bill Guerin really liking him and would fill a good spot
Yeah.
from a center standpoint. But
fight. Oh, it's getting ugly now.
yeah, the Americans like to rough it up a little bit.
Yeah.
The Kachuk brothers want to make it a physical affair.
Yeah. And they did just that because one of the guys got his helmet torn off. Is that one of the Kachucks?
That's Brady Kachuk.
Yeah. He got his helmet torn off in the scrum. No, but it has been a lot of heartbreak for the United States. I mean, I was, again, I don't lose sleep and I don't weep. I wept after I listened to the song Close to the Edge by Yes, an 18-minute, 40-second epic on the way to Brainerd. I was north of the Anoka County line. I hadn't listened to it in 30 years. I was so overcome with joy that I pulled over to the side of the road and I wept. I don't weep at the losses for the Americans, but it was tough. Quad God, first Lindsey Vonn. I mean, what a story. 41 years old. Has had all sorts of major surgeries because of skiing. She comes out of retirement, qualifies for the Olympics. She's one of the favorites to win gold in the last event before the Olympics. Tears an ACL or rupture, I don't know what it was. And then apparently you could still ski with that. She tried. She crashed, broke her leg, a couple of different places. Terrible break. She's out. Then Quad God, my guy, goes down. All he has to have is a mediocre free skate, and he falls twice. He loses. Then the Slobodan guy, or no, not Slobodan, speed skater guy. Stoles, the cabinet maker guy. Now again, he's got 2 golds, but hey, we were hoping he would do that, get 4 of them. No, instead, he loses. Then last night, earlier today, Team Peterson, who we've had in the studio on a number of occasions, they lose to Switzerland. Now they're still in medal contention, but it's the bronze, It's like participation trophy. It's still cool to get, but you're there for the gold. So for the United States, I don't need to watch the United States lose if they lose today, but it doesn't look like they're going to. Of course, it is early as 1-0. United
It's very
States
early,
lead.
but they're looking good.
Yeah. The winner of this game will face Canada.
Yes.
Which won an over. That was an overtime or just before the 35 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah. Nathan McKinnon scored. So they were down the entire game. They were down 2-0, then they were down 2-1 going into the third.
They tied it
up, and then McKinnon scored with 35 seconds left.
And that was that. So there you go. So we'll keep you posted on what's happening in the hockey game. But when I was watching curling today, Tenneby, I mean, it's a very slow and methodical sport. If it wasn't for the Peterson sisters, I wouldn't have watched. I can't do it. I'm sorry. And I know people say, well, golf is slow and methodical. And you're right, it is. But I like golf. I like to play golf. I enjoy the sport. Curling, there's nothing wrong with it, but it just doesn't, as a spectator sport, I just don't get that fired up for it. But because of the Peterson sisters, I did. But I started to become fixated on the announcers because I've done play-by-play, high school play-by-play, and baseball was always the worst if you didn't have an analyst because it's really slow. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's ball 1. It's a beautiful day here in Forest Lake. Sunny, 72 degrees, light breeze from left, blowing left to right. Here's the windup and the pitch, low in the dirt. It's a ball. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Curling's the same way. It just lasts forever. And how much more can you say about it? And I'm thinking to myself, is the analyst guy for curling, does he go back to his room in Milano at night and plop down in bed and sigh and go, how did I get here? How did I become a curling play-by-play person? Because I don't think anybody, when you're growing up, you're 8, 9, 10 years old, you go, I want to be a curling play-by-play guy. I just don't think that. You might say, I want to be the next Bob Costas, right? I want to be the next Mike Tirico. I want to be the next Al Michaels. I want to be the next
Joe Buck,
Jim Nance. I want to call the Masters. You're calling curling. And, it beats working for a living, but I was going
to say, growing up, would that be my ideal job? No, but at this point in my life, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound so bad.
And maybe what's happened is what happens is it's like you say, they just go, hey, we need somebody to do curling. Bill, what do you think? Yeah, Beats running a jackhammer on 494, but I just can't imagine. And they were telling the life stories, not only of all the participants, only the participants' spouses, but their family members and their neighbors. And it was just going, because you just run out of things to say. I do know that the Peterson sisters, I knew this ahead of time, but by the end of the broadcast, you knew that dentistry and
pharmacists.
There was no way you could ignore that. So God bless him. But that was having to come up with things to say during curling, because it's really a hard sport to analyze. I mean, I've watched enough today and the last time the Peterson sisters played. I kind of understand that. Okay, you're putting your stones into play to block the other people so that you can score, and then you sweep, and then you can how you sweep you can get the stone to curl. Hence the name curling. But after that, I don't know what else you can say. And but they did a bang up job. There's no question about that. Let's take a pause. Our final break of the segment. It's coming up next. Will be the victory formation segment. We had another winning week. We're very pleased with that. Just over 12 minutes to go. First period, semifinal game. USA leads Slovakia 1-0. Back with more after this here on the Fan. Giveaway remaining, right? Thank you for reminding me. Flop, Sweat, and Tears. This is your last chance for free tickets, unless somebody shatters the driver's side window on your car and leaves a pair of tickets on your dashboard. Otherwise, this is it. Flop, Sweat, and Tears Petty Theft Tour. Larry Mondello Guy will be your MC. Common and Meat Sauce will be your feature act and headliner. It's at the Cato Ballroom tomorrow night. I still don't know what time the show starts. What'd be your guess? I'm thinking 7:30, but I don't know. When you go online, it'll tell you what time the show starts. 11th caller, 1-800-320-5326. 1-800-320-5326. Be the 11th caller. You win a pair of tickets to see the Flop, Sweat, and Tears tour tomorrow at the Cato Ballroom. And if you don't win tickets and you would like to attend, well, Wilbur, you can buy tickets at catoballroom.com/tickets. catoballroom.com/tickets, and you can acquire yours. As Tenneby answers the phone, we've been talking about NBA back in action now after their All-Star break, and maybe during the All-Star game every year, the commissioner of the NBA, who now happens to be it's either Pete Rozelle or Adam Silver, I don't recall who's running the NBA now, do that kind of the State of the Association address, and the number one topic was tanking. Trying to prevent teams from tanking. Teams that are terrible teams, terrible cities, terrible fans, terrible stadiums. Everything about them is terrible. It's like we're in a mess. We're in a morass. We're in an abyss. We don't have much of a future unless we get Cooper Flag or we get Anthony Edwards or the next Cooper Flag, the next Antetokounmpo, the next Anthony Edwards, the next LeBron James. We need to get a can't miss building block. That's not just a building block, but he's transformational to the franchise. That's how teams do it, right? So teams understand as important it is to have that player on your team. Now, you think a quarterback's important to a football team, and it is. Having a star on your NBA team, and there's only 5 guys on the floor, is just you can't overrate how important it is. But so there are teams, and now the stories that I've read, they say there are at least 9 teams out there that they believe are actively tanking. There was, I don't remember which team it was, but they're a team with whoever has Markkanen. I know he played for the Bulls for one. Was he on our team at one time? Did we have the draft rights to him and trade him to the Bulls? Or I don't know who he plays with anymore. But they basically had like a fairly nice lead going into the fourth quarter. They benched him and another starter. They ended up losing a game. So in other words, they're actively tanking, and I understand it. I think we all do. You want to get that player. The greater your chances to draft near the top or have the number one, the better your chances are to establish. Doors open at 6:30. Meet and greet at 7. Show starts at 7:30. I guessed at 7:30. So let me do that again, Tenneby, because I know you're planning to go, right?
What time's it at?
Yeah, it's doors open at 6:30. The meet and greet at 7, and I'm going to allow you to come and meet me, Sauce, and I before the show. I'll let you. I won't even charge you for that. So I think you would really appreciate that. And then the show starts at 7:30. 6:30 doors, meet and greet 7. Show starts at 7:30. What do you think of that? So they've come up with rule changes, or these are ideas for trying to stop tanking. 7 potential rule changes. Allowing protection of first-round draft picks only for selections in the top 4 or outside the top 14. Freezing lottery odds at the trade deadline or later. Because now, don't they do it by you get a certain amount of ping pong balls, depending upon your percentage, I guess. Preventing teams to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Disallowing teams to pick in the top 4 of the year after reaching the conference finals. Allocating lottery odds based on a 2-year rolling records, extending the lottery to include all play-in teams, flattening the odds for all lottery teams. Story goes on to say all the proposals would reduce the incentive to intentionally tumble down the standings. Presently, the lower a team finishes, the higher odds it has in the draft lottery, which is kind of the way it's always been, right? In all sports. National Football League team with the worst record gets the first draft pick. I think they just realize in football it's much more difficult to tank because it just is. You have offense, defense, special teams, a lot. It's not just 5 guys out on the floor where a coach can just say, "Hey, Anthony and Julius, you're not going to play in the second half tonight, right?" That right there, you've tanked. You will lose the game more than likely, right?
Anthony, that foot's still bothering you, isn't it, Anthony?
Yeah, so it's much easier to do that there. Plus, in football, I mean, one guy can make a lot of difference, particularly if it's a quarterback that you think has franchise capabilities, but it is only one player. Here's the other thing with the tanking, though, Tenneby, which is right now the Wolves are at a distinct disadvantage scheduling-wise. Here's what the story says. Who is NBA tanking good for? Lakers, 76ers among playoff hopefuls with easiest matchups down the stretch. Says, with the trade deadline and All-Star break in the rearview mirror and NBA action resuming Thursday night, that was last night, the stretch run is upon us. Every team has between 26 and 29 games remaining. And of course, there's a wide disparity in the difficulty of those remaining schedules. This will certainly factor, perhaps heavily, into the various postseason races and ultimately the final picture. Just as an example, if the Thunder are going to hold off the charging Spurs for the West top seed, they'll have to do so while navigating the league's second toughest remaining slate. The Cavs, meanwhile, are within striking distance of the East number 2 and have the league's 5th easiest stretch run schedule. Of course, this is just by how who their opponents' won-loss records are. While Boston, currently 2 games up on Cleveland, is saddled with the 5th toughest. A big part of all this, of course, is the tanking issue that everyone's talking about. If you're a team fighting for playoff positioning, the more games you have left against teams actively trying to lose, the better. So first, let's identify the teams that are, no matter what method of deception they choose to hopefully avoid punishment, in the unmitigated business of tanking for the best lottery odds possible the rest of the way. These teams are no doubt tanking, right, Timmy? The Wizards, the Pacers, the Nets, the Kings, the Jazz, and the Mavericks. Those 6 are in question. They have absolutely no incentive to win a single game the rest of the way. Add to that the Grizzlies and Bucks, the latter of whom should be and probably will be an increasingly egregious tanker moving forward. And in the parentheses, it says their only valuable asset moving forward, either as a building block for a post-Giannis future or as part of a trade package to try to keep Giannis and take out the Pelicans who don't own their 26th pick, and you have 8 tanking teams. How about this? Of all the teams, this is the West with the Wolves. The Trailblazers will have these are all playoff hopefuls and how many tanking opponents they have. Trailblazers 10, Warriors 9, Clippers 8, Lakers 8, Rockets, Spurs, Thunder, and Suns 7, Nuggets 6, Timberwolves 5. Story goes on to say, again, you can see the potential impact here. The Timberwolves are only 1 game back of the Lakers, but the Lakers have 3 more tank opponents than Minnesota. The Suns are only 2 losses back of the Wolves for the final playoff spot, and they have 2 more tank games left than Minnesota. In theory, those should be pretty much guaranteed wins, and having more of them is a big deal, and one of the real downstream effects of nearly a third of the league being incentivized to lose the rest of the way. So once again, our local club is, the whole tanking thing works because of the schedule, works against us. And while I can certainly understand the disappointment, annoyance, maybe even anger at this if you're a Wolves fan, I would also say the Wolves could have controlled a little bit of that, but not their schedule playing tanking teams. They could be better in the standings if they played defense every game start to finish and didn't just try to basically not try for at least a couple 13, 14 of their games. Win more games, you have a little bit more of a cushion. But the tanking thing obviously affects the teams when it comes to
I was going to say the Wolves' history with some of these bottom feeder teams, anyways. You can tank all you want. That doesn't mean you're going to lose against the Wolves.
Yeah, that's exactly true too. So we'll see if that has any.
I kind of thought once they went to, they extended the playoffs basically right to 10 teams, so that you have the play-in games at the 7, 10, and 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that might actually kind of reduce some of the tanking, but apparently not. Right, because more teams are making the postseason, more teams are in contention.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree. I thought so as well, but apparently it hasn't worked that way. Is because it's to the point where they're contemplating making rule changes as early as next season, so that they can try to stop the tanking. 3.5 to go. First period semifinals between USA, Slovakia, Canada. Waiting for the winner of this game and the gold medal. Will that be
That's Sunday morning at 7 a.m.
Sunday morning at 7 a.m.
Which I don't get why they're doing it at 7 a.m. But
it is awful early. Well, have you ever watched the Open Championship? The fourth major of the year when they're playing like over in Scotland. 2 a.m. tee time.
Makes no sense.
I don't even know how they can see the golf ball at that point. 1-0 lead for the USA. Tennessee, you've been watching intently here. Anything other than a 1-0 lead to take from it? Have the USA been dominating pretty much, or was it a quick goal?
I wouldn't say dominating, but I'd say comfortable. Okay. I don't think USA's had a couple penalties, so Slovakia's had a couple power plays that's making it look, at least shot-wise, closer than it did. But 5-on-5, USA has controlled the play, has been the ice has been tilted more in their territory, and Slovakia really hasn't threatened a whole lot offensively. But, it's a 1-goal game, so it just takes one bounce, and that thing can change quickly.
It wouldn't be a common man program without some Vikings quarterback talk, right?
Of course.
This isn't so much Vikings, well, it kind of is. Yesterday we talked about the different possibilities for a veteran quarterback. We talked about Mac Jones. I said I would be very interested in Mac Jones. Others are not. I don't think you were quite as excited about the possibility of Mac Jones. But I found a story in The Athletic that makes me maybe want Mac Jones even more. It says, a list of Mac Jones' 2025 accomplishments might go something like this. Finished 5-3 as a Niner starting quarterback. connected on 69.6% of his passes, the best mark of his career. Beat the Rams in OT, a game in which Jones battled both a knee injury and cramping so severe he threw up on the sidelines, lining up next to Trent Williams and the 49ers bump box to lead teammates out of the tunnel for the road games. And you might think that that's trivial, but it says here, with Williams leading this boombox thing onto the field and now Mac Jones being a part of that, his longtime quarterback coach, Joe Dickinson, said, now he's the happiest guy around, talking about Mac Jones. He's the happiest guy in America. Because here's what it says to me. These are the parts of these stories about these quarterbacks that you don't always hear on the broadcast. It says the groove was lost somewhere in the gloom of Foxborough. Things had started well after the Patriots drafted Jones at 15 in 2021. He started all 17 games, finished with a 92.5 passer rating, made the Pro Bowl as an alternate, and was runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year behind Cincinnati's Jamar Chase. But before Jones' second season, Pat's offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels left to become head coach with the Raiders. His replacement, Matt Patricia, who previously spent 12 years in New England as either a defensive position coach or defensive coordinator. In addition, the Patriots installed Joe Judge, who had spent 2012 through 2019 as the Patriots special teams coach, as Jones' new quarterbacks coach. It was an odd and unsuccessful arrangement. Jones, known as the Joker at Alabama for his frequent high-pitched laugh and goofy demeanor, found himself in a no-mirth zone. Head coach Bill Belichick, who famously has the warmth of a rattlesnake, even when his team is winning, was on the downslope of his career in New England. Jones fell out of favor. His performance and confidence began to sag. Dickinson, who's worked with Jones since the quarterback was 11, said he saw the effects on the kid. He said he had a different look on his face, a different tone in his voice. You could just tell that Bill was a terrible fit for him. This is almost sounding a little Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Patriots traded Jones to Jacksonville. In the following offseason, he became a free agent for the first time. He had other suitors, but he wanted to play for the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, who'd shown strong interest in him before the 21 draft. In fact, Jones was so intent on trying to resurrect his career under Shanahan that he signed a 2-year deal worth $7 million with only $4.75 guaranteed. He said, it was what was presented to me. I wanted to get back to having fun playing football, and I think I've done that. And so he's in a place now where he was when he first got into his career. So again, you just look at the raw numbers and you go, hey, he was runner-up for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year in his first year. Then he played terribly after that. Well, he's just not any good, and there's no reason to have Mac Jones. He's just now a career backup. Now, this doesn't guarantee that he can become a great player again, but it's just he's back to feeling like he has the confidence again. He's got the spring in his step, and to me, it sort of has the Sam Darnold thing written all over it. Now, the thing is the 49ers, and of course, this could be just tend to be, you know how all it's smoke screens and subterfuge. Shanahan has publicly said in this story, as a matter of fact, where he says, oh, we don't want to trade him, No, we want, because, I mean, obviously it's great to have a good backup quarterback. I mean, the reason San Francisco stayed in contention for so long was because he went 5-3 as a starting quarterback. But, like it says in the story, with everybody searching for a quarterback and
not a lot out there.
It's
not a good market for quarterbacks.
All of a sudden, you might start dangling some really good draft picks out there and players, and suddenly San Francisco, might feel like, well, yeah, it's great to have him as a backup quarterback, but they're making us an offer that you can't refuse. So, again, there's no guarantees that Mac Jones, if traded to somebody, that he would turn into the next Sam Darnold or something close to that. But it goes back to what I think O'Connell said, that quote that kind of, that's brought up often when he said, I think, matter of fact, it was brought up, I think, Aikman on a national broadcast or somebody else, and they all tend to agree with it, that oftentimes organizations fail quarterbacks more than quarterbacks fail organizations, young quarterbacks. And maybe that's what happened in New England. All of a sudden, you have a defensive-minded head coach. You've got a guy that's never been an offensive coordinator, who's a special teams guy. He's your offensive coordinator. Just doesn't have the vibe. You've got, and so now you're in a position where he's with, the quarterback whisper thing gets thrown around a lot, including with O'Connell. But as successful as Shanahan has been, he is one of the best offensive minds in football. Yes. He has had a lot of success with the core. Brock Purdy was the last guy selected in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, and he's turned into a mighty fine quarterback. He did a lot with Garoppolo. Garoppolo played pretty well. So maybe, and what Mac Jones was 15th pick overall, I think, back in the draft. And so
he was actually in the same draft that the 49ers gave up all those draft picks for Trey Lance.
Oh, that's right.
But there were rumors beforehand. You never know what to believe, but there were rumors before that draft that the 49ers were interested in Mac Jones. So I guess that would make sense that he
and that's what
he
it said
ended
in
up there
story.
later. Yes.
That's what it said in the story, that there was, that's why he wanted to go to San Francisco.
And the Vikings could have had Mac Jones in that draft.
Yeah.
The Vikings were picking, 11 or 12 in that draft?
Yep. So, again, what it would cost you to get him, and again, I don't think you're going to, do it. What San Francisco did to get Trey Lance, was it 3 number ones or 2 number ones?
3.
3 of them. I mean, I don't think I would do that for Mac Jones.
I wouldn't give up 1 number 1.
You see, you wouldn't? See, I think I would, because this story changes my mind. Because he was runner-up, and again, I know there's no guarantees, but he was runner-up for offensive. As I look at what else is out there as far as veteran quarterbacks that you go acquire, none of them makes me go, yeah, that'd be great to have him. I think they're all just stopgap measures. Now, I know we still have McCarthy, and he's still probably going to be your guy, but I think if you have a Jones and a McCarthy, 2 relatively young guys, because, again, Jones, what was it, the 2021 draft? So he's only 5 years into his career.
See the Darnold parallels, right? That he struggled early in his career after high expectations, first-round pick, goes to San Francisco to get reinvigorated, has some success, and kind of like Darnold, which is the point we were trying to make a year ago when they're deciding whether to keep Darnold or not. He's still relatively young. You could get another decade out of Sam Darnold. Same thing with Mac Jones. He's not anywhere near 30 yet.
But you still wouldn't do a 1 for him. See, I think I would. Don't know how much more I'd go than that. But I still look at Mac Jones as, and maybe I'm wrong, because maybe he ends up having the Sam Darnold trajectory, right? I don't know, but in comparison to Darnold, I don't know if his arm is quite as strong as Darnold. All right.
And he's definitely not as mobile as Darnold.
All right.
Not that Darnold is, Lamar Jackson out there, but Darnold can move around and he can get you some rushing yards occasionally. He can move around the pocket a little bit more. Mac Jones is literally the biggest statue there is in the National Football. He can, I'm more mobile than he is.
Well, maybe you've talked me out of it.
Then Mac Jones might work when you got a lot of stuff going around him. You got to have a good offensive line. You got to have some skill position. And now he was carrying San Francisco through a lot of injuries, so it wasn't like he had everything going around him.
Right.
With the 49ers during that stretch last season. But I'm still not confident that he's like a franchise-type quarterback.
Well, and something else we can talk about maybe again next week, because we'll be doing a lot of quarterback talk, obviously. There are those suggesting, I've read it in a couple places, and even some emailers have said, this is really where you go ahead and you hate, and we talk about throwing away a season on McCarthy to see if he's got it or not. The other players on the team, Jefferson could get annoyed if it doesn't work because you waste another year of his career. But the draft next year's, not this year's draft, but next year, is it supposed to be just flush with quarterback talent? It's supposed to be, that's what I've read.
That, and this year's really bad.
Yeah. So it's almost like you say, well, you know what? Maybe we try with McCarthy, see if he's got it. And if he doesn't, get the women and children out of the first 5 rows. And then you move on to whatever veteran you picked up. He finishes out the year, and then you got a better draft pick, and you get one of the, apparently, it runs really deep with the quarterbacks. I don't know. We'll talk about it again, I'm sure. Are we at the end of 1 now?
Yeah, I was going to say USA scored late on the power play.
They did.
Tage Thompson, 1-timer on the power play. So USA's up 2-0 after 1.
Very good. Timmy, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We're back Monday at 12 noon. Stick around. Big Ticket JG. They're next. Right here on The Fan. Enjoy your weekend.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Well done, young man!
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.